Welcome to Escape to the Country. This stunning waterfall behind me is located in the heart of one of Britain's most celebrated and rugged landscapes. But where is it and what's its story? Well, stay with us and I'll tell you.
Today's house hunters want to get out of suburbia to pursue a life with land.
You've got about 2.6 acres with this one.
Wow!
And they get swept up in the romance of it all.
Traditional English house. You make me feel like I'm a lady of the manor or something.
Well, today we are in Devon, and these are the Becky Falls on Dartmoor. They take their name from the Becker Brook, which rushes down over that column of rocks behind me. In 1903, they opened as a tourist attraction and soon became popular with Edwardian visitors who were making use of the emerging rail network and the advent of the charabanc to get out of our towns and cities and explore the countryside. They were also popular with writers like Virginia Woolf and Rupert Brooke. No surprise then that back in 2009, these were voted as the most beautiful spot in Devon. And that's quite a claim in a county which, quite frankly, can leave you spoilt for choice.
Devon lies to the southwest of the UK and is bordered by Cornwall to the west and Somerset and Dorset to the east. Devon is the fourth largest county, and being one of the least densely populated, it remains a place of classic English countryside, with rolling hills and a patchwork of fields. It also includes the National Park of Dartmoor. Spanning an enormous 368 square miles, this windswept moorland is home to the famous Dartmoor ponies. Its varied coastline takes in rugged landscapes and good surf to the north, along with a 22-mile stretch of seaside towns dubbed the English Riviera in the south. As the River Dart travels out to sea, it passes through the medieval seaport of Dartmouth, with a history of sailing going back nearly 1,000 years. Today the port is still thriving, and the town's cobbled streets are full of cafes, galleries and boutiques. With all this on offer, it's no wonder that Devon is still one of the most popular destinations in the country.
Now, when it comes to property shopping, Devon is not the cheapest county in the country. Your average detached house here will set you back £288,000. That's some £30,000 above the national figure. And if you want to live by the sea, particularly around hotspots such as Dartmouth and Salcombe down on the south coast, well, you could expect to spend a premium of up to 60% on top of that. They're popular with the sailing community and are fast becoming known as the new English Riviera. But, of course, Devon has two coasts, so if you do still fancy a bit of seaside time, well, I'd head north up towards North and South Molton. There you will certainly get a little bit more for your money. So time now to meet today's buyers and find out which bit of this glorious county they fancy.
Today's house hunters destined for Devon are Cliff, a research scientist, and Cindy, an accountant who met each other in later life.
We first met through mutual friends. When someone told me there is Cliff, who is alone, and they said, why don't you write to this guy? So we start to communicate each other by email.
20 emails later, I got a positive reply, and so I had to drop everything and leave the office before she changed her mind.
They married 5 years ago, but Cliff and Cindy didn't do the traditional thing.
None of our friends believe it. We've been married over 5 years.
Yeah.
And we're just quite happy living in two separate houses, 5 minutes apart.
However, just over a year ago, they finally took the plunge and moved into one house. But life in suburban Kingston, Surrey, has lost some of its appeal.
What Kingston misses for us is a little bit of freedom. We just feel everybody's on top of each other here.
We're too near neighbours.
Yeah.
I mean, we love our neighbours, don't get us wrong. And we have really nice neighbours and we got on really well with them, but they're literally on our doorstep.
And they both have fond childhood memories of a rural upbringing.
I'm from the Caribbean. When I was at school, we were running a poultry farm. You know, those are the sort of things I'd like to go back to.
I was born in a country in Hong Kong, and we had about 2-3 acres of land just growing vegetables. It's just a different way of life. I love growing things, and I have outgrown this garden. So I need to move the country so I can grow to my heart design.
And the perfect property will need to house not just Cliff and Cindy.
Cars really started as a passion about 30, 40 years ago. When we do relocate, it will give me a chance to drive my vehicles, my 6 cars.
You can't have 6 cars.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll have 7 then.
With their pooled resources, they have a great budget for their search.
The budget for the move is between £500,000 and £600,000.
As Cliff and Cindy want inspiring rural beauty and have a healthy budget, we're concentrating our search around the beautiful area of South Devon, sandwiched between its coastline and Dartmoor National Park. And I'm joining them in their chosen county to learn more about the planned move.
Well, Cindy, Cliff, welcome to Devon.
We are very excited.
Now, given that you've got the entire UK to choose from, why Devon?
We're both of an inquisitive nature, and I think we feel that Devon has got a lot of things for us to explore together.
Give us an idea of the sort of property that you have in mind. Is it quintessentially English?
Yes, that's what we're looking for. It has to have a big kitchen diner and also a garden.
Yeah, we're looking for 2 to 3 acres, roughly.
And you want an orchard, don't you?
Yes,
You want an orchard,
yes, I
and
love an orchard.
I think
yes.
we're also contemplating some kind of small holding for poultry,
Yes.
and maybe a few donkeys, perhaps, from the sanctuary.
You see, my main concern was your cars.
Yeah.
But suddenly now we've got a whole kind of, farm going on.
Yeah.
He likes his cars.
Yeah.
We've got 6 at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like space not just to contain my existing stock, but also to expand.
So we want lots of space outside for the garden, the orchard, plenty of room for the cars, Cliff, room for entertaining inside.
Yes.
3 to 4 bedrooms?
Yes.
Yes.
So just remind us of the budget for this enterprise. You're the accountant, Cindy. Tell us how much you've got to spend.
Between 500,000 to 600,000.
But Cliff, I gather there's a bit more too.
I have got some money in my back pocket, which I haven't mentioned, but we can include that to about 100,000 more.
So you've ring-fenced 100,000 to make improvements, but ideally this house isn't going to cost us any more
Yes.
than 600 grand.
That'd be brilliant.
Well, look, I think we've got 3 very interesting properties to show you. You're clearly very excited and impassioned about what this move means for you. So I think, without further ado, we should go and find you a home.
Wow, yes.
Shall we?
We
Yes,
can't wait.
please.
Yeah, let's go.
After you.
Thank you.
For a maximum price tag of £600,000, Cliff and Cindy are after a quintessentially English rural retreat with 3 to 4 bedrooms, spacious living rooms, a large garden for growing produce, and bags of outside space for Cliff's car collection. We've got 3 fantastic houses that fit the bill, but I won't be revealing how much they're worth until our buyers have had a guess. And I've got the mystery house up my sleeve, which promises to question what they think they want from their rural relocation. We begin our search 5 miles in from the coast in the town of Newton Abbot. It was during the 13th century that Newton Abbot was first given the right to hold a Wednesday market, and it's a tradition which is still thriving over 750 years later. The town centres on the medieval St Leonard's Tower, all that remains of a chapel which was founded in 1220. It offers every kind of shop and service, and just 2 miles outside at a small hamlet is our first property.
OK, here we are then.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, my little matchbox.
Matchbox or chocolate box, do you think?
It's not big enough to be my chocolate box yet.
Now, we talked about the sort of quintessential Devon property. This one is modelled, and I say modelled because that's the clue, on a Devon longhouse. But this one was built in 2009.
Wow, that's amazing, because
Yes.
I have to say, first impression is that it's a vintage.
Yeah.
This is interesting as well,
Oh, wow.
Cliff.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
earmarked. That was
Yes.
one of the first things I've earmarked.
You've also got a tool store come workshop there too. So we like what we see then.
Yes.
It's a new take on a classic old Devonian design, if you will. So let's see what you make of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's good first impressions for the outside. Let's just hope it continues.
Come in here, Cindy. Let's start with the kitchen.
Wow. This is very compact. But
It's not as big as I first imagined it to be.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Through there is a very generous utility area with lots more storage
Okay.
and a downstairs cloakroom as well.
my first impression is that the quality of the finish does meet our requirements, doesn't it, in terms of the finish?
You going to
Yes.
cook here?
Well, yes, we can discuss that, but essentially it's workable, yeah?
Yeah, it's workable.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's cross the hallway into the living room. Have a look at this.
A bit small.
Still a bit small. Is it really that small?
By comparison, what we already have, yes. It is nice.
It's nice.
I'm not saying it's not nice. It's just tiny.
There is also another reception room through there which has got another wood burner in it.
Okay.
All right, you can have a look at that a little bit
Yes.
later on.
Yes.
But there is a lot more to it. That's the thing to point out before we go upstairs.
Yeah.
Let's have a look upstairs.
Okay.
The finish is high-end throughout, but size is clearly an issue. I'm having to work hard on this one.
I love these beads. Look at them. They beckon you up.
Oh, wow, they are nice, aren't they?
You've got two very generous double rooms down there. Very funky family bathroom
Yep.
in there.
Yes?
And then this is your bit. Come right on in. Yeah.
Nice size.
Yeah, nice size. Again, kind of dominated with the beams.
I mean, I love that view down the hallway there because you've got all of these beams running
Yeah.
down it. To me, it looks like the ribs of a whale.
It has character.
Yeah, it does add character to the rooms. I think the beams would probably grow on you. They're a good feature of the property.
Yes, very good feature.
throughout.
And it's quite tall.
Yes, you're not going to struggle, are you two? Especially you two. The other thing, of course, it's got is its ensuite, which is in there. Have a look at that. Kind of integrated wet room and so on.
I kind of like that.
Yes,
it's
I
very,
like that.
It's very practical. That would work for us.
I would say it's a quality compact house.
Quality compact house. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Shall we have a look at the garden?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
Is it going to be compact again?
It might be. It might be compact, yeah.
As the master is en suite, the two guest doubles share the other bathroom, which has both a freestanding slipper bath and shower. But I fear the dimensions just aren't doing it for Cindy.
So, let's have a look at the back of our newly built Devon Longhouse.
This is the garden.
Yeah.
That's it.
It needs a bit more development of the flower beds and so on. There are some fruit trees here, but arguably not the orchard I know you were perhaps dreaming of. What we've tried to do with this one is to really give you a sense of something which is both characterful and which doesn't need a huge amount of work doing
Yeah.
to it. So, who's going to go first and guess the price on property number one?
I think you take the first plunge.
Okay. I think £545,000.
£545,000, yeah, Cliff?
I'm going to go in a little bit higher at about £575,000.
Well, that's quite interesting because this is currently on the market at £535,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't have to spend all of your proposed £600,000, and you certainly don't have to touch your 100 grand
I can keep that in my back pocket.
that's burning a hole in your back pocket.
Yeah.
But I think that...
Yeah. It's just where will my other
How are we doing then?
4 cars fit?
Yeah, we just admire the carport.
I absolutely love them, and they're perfect for what you have in mind.
I will struggle to fit the other 4.
You can't put them on bunk beds, can you?
No.
Come on, let's go and find another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Founder, Steve Walters.
So, Steve, what made you start a chili farm in Devon?
I was very lucky about 12 years ago to be offered a working from home job. While I was doing that, I got interested in growing chilies in a greenhouse. The hobby got bigger and bigger, and at some point I had to make a decision, hobby or day job. So that's how it all started.
So how many type of variety of chili in this farm?
Typically we've got maybe 200 varieties growing.
That many? I didn't realize you got 200 type
Varieties,
of...
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Are the chilies you grow here all of the same heat?
They're all across the whole spectrum of heat range we've got, from the mildest to the very hottest. But that's only one of the reasons why we select a chili. So it's either a very heavy cropping plant that we've got a good yield off that we can turn into a sauce, It dries easily. It has a particularly interesting flavour when it's dried. Or for a pot plant, it's edible, but it's also very attractive. Has multicoloured fruit. So there's lots of reasons.
Can we go and see them?
Yeah, this is our main harvesting time, so we can go and pick some now if you like.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'd love
yeah,
to do it.
come on.
Let's follow Steve.
Chilies get their heat from capsaicin, an oil found in the seeds and inner ribs on the chili peppers. The amount of heat in a chili is dictated by how much capsaicin is present and is measured by a scale known as the Scoville scale.
So here's some chilies that are ready.
What
So
have we got here?
This is a variety called Big Bomb, which is a bit like a variety that we grow many more of, which is a cherry bomb, but a bit larger.
Is it true the smaller they are, the hotter they are?
That's a good general rule of thumb. So if it's a small chili, it's likely to be a hot chili. There are some new varieties where they're breeding plants more for their look, but generally small chili, hot, large chili, not so hot.
How do you grow chili and how to look after them?
We tend to put them in when the soil gets up to temperature in the spring. So we're looking for a temperature of about 20 degrees for the plant to grow happily. And that's the same sort of thing if you were growing it at home, really. They like warm, well-drained soil. And they like to be watered when they're fairly dry, watered well and then left alone again.
Maybe if you're hungry already.
Shall we pick some of these?
Yes,
and have a go?
yes, please.
This is a nice sort of fleshy chili. It gives you a lot of ingredient in a
They
salsa.
look so pretty, don't they?
Yeah, they've got very pretty variety.
Shape, colour, texture.
So I think we've got plenty there for our fresh salsa. So
Okay.
should we go and chop up the rest of the ingredients and see?
Yeah,
See how it comes out?
Yeah, they do
Right.
it.
There we go.
Thank you.
The success of chili growing in South Devon is in part down to its milder climate. The warm weather of spring arrives earlier than other places in the country, giving more time for the crop to flourish. Greenhouses and polytunnels keep the temperature up and protect the crop. But of course the point of growing chilies is to eat them.
So what we're going to have a go at today is just a very simple tomato salsa.
Okay.
The salsa is made of chopped tomato, garlic, spring onion, the freshly picked Big Bomb chilies, coriander and lime juice.
So we just put a little squeeze of this on the top as well. So this is just a very, very basic fresh salsa. There we go. So just have a go.
Okay, all right.
Get a corn chip and
Okay. Have a try one.
yeah. So this is as fresh as it gets, really.
Nice. Very tasty. Can feel the chili kicking in.
Yeah, it's not too hot a chili, but it's enough.
This is
Enough
fantastic.
there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's really nice.
With a bit of luck, our buyers will be cultivating their own crop in the months to come. For our second property, I'm taking Cliff and Cindy further south to the village of Dittisham, which is in one of the most sought-after areas of South Devon. Just 2 miles upstream from Dartmouth, Dittisham sits on the west bank of the River Dart. At the heart of the village is the local pub, which is also a post office, shop and community library service. And 5 minutes up the road is our second property.
There we are. That is property number 2.
Yes, they look nice.
Yes.
This house have the wow factor.
Does
Yeah,
it?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
It just attracts you. The attention goes straight there.
Yeah, there's the decking at the front as an
Yes,
example.
look at that, the
Very
plants.
unusual, yeah.
Now, in terms of parking,
Yes.
Well,
Perfect.
this is just a bit of it.
Yes.
This is just
Really?
a bit of it. Can you see that garage there?
Yes.
That's just one of the garages that are here.
One of them.
one.
Well, all in all, you've got about 2.6 acres with this one.
Wow.
Yeah. Externally, I think
Yes.
it's definitely ticking some of the criteria.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Come and have a look.
Well, I couldn't have asked for better reactions on the outside. The amount of land has clearly impressed. Let's just hope the inside does the same.
Come in, come in.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah?
Yes.
Wow, this is good.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
good.
This is space. It looks like a good dimension.
It feels warmer in here.
Yes, definitely.
And brighter as well. I think because of that window.
But I love it. And I think
Yes.
in many respects it probably has more of that country
Country feel
Feel.
to it. It feels warmer and also feel slightly bigger, doesn't it?
Yes, it does
You see, I knew telling you how much land it had would help.
Definitely open my eyes a bit wider, yes.
You'll make it work. You'll make it work.
Yeah, the focus has shifted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's an awful lot out there to explore, but we've
Yeah.
got a lot in here to get through as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're happy with the kitchen?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah.
with the kitchen.
Come this way then.
Off the kitchen is a good-sized utility room with access to the outside.
Got the living room here, and then it goes through those lovely curtains to the dining
Yes.
end, which also has a hatch connecting it to the kitchen.
Sounds
Right.
good.
Okay.
It's a quite big room.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's a complete throughway.
Yes.
I mean, one imagines the sun would come this
And
side.
also got a garden to look at as well.
Yeah.
The garden wraps itself all
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
the property, so
yeah.
you've got views
Yeah.
of that from
That's-
everywhere.
Yeah, and, you know, from the outside to the kitchen to here,
Yeah,
we've
you tick
ticked
every single
I
box
think we've
of
ticked
that.
3 boxes.
Well, let's see if we can tick some more. Come on. Go on.
On the ground floor, as well as the dining room, there is a bedroom which is currently being used as an office, a bathroom and a conservatory which leads out to a summer house.
Now, look at this. You've got dressing area there. Fantastic shower ensuite.
Wow.
Yes?
Yes.
And then this is the main bit.
Gosh, quite big, isn't it?
Yes, well, first impression is you've got one self-contained room here.
It's almost like a flat. You've also got this lovely kind of sitting area over here with the window and the light. And again, it goes up there, you know, to the eaves.
There's a lot of space here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
we're happy so far, aren't we? We've got 2.5 acres or so to go and explore.
Jules, I think you've really done it this time.
Yeah.
You nearly forgot about the land, didn't you?
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a look at this.
As well as the massive master suite, there are 2 further good-sized bedrooms upstairs, one of which is ensuite. But I'm keen to show Cliff what I've got in mind for his car collection.
Okay, Cliff, come on in. Can you see what I'm thinking?
Absolutely.
Your new carport.
Well, at the moment, it's quite an elaborate woodworking shop. You would comfortably get 4, maybe more cars in here.
Some workbenches could be retained,
Yeah.
but it could just be, you know, cars could just be housed here,
Yes,
couldn't they?
yes.
As my potential
Yes.
paradise. You wouldn't see me. I'd be here.
Come on then.
As a place to store cars, the workshop has hit the mark, and there are still 2.6 acres of land to show them.
So, here it is. You get this paddock, the one beyond it, up to that fence line,
Yeah.
and then it runs up this hedge line and encompasses all of those outbuildings and, of course, property number 2 itself, and all the drives and all the parking, etc.
We're very impressed, actually.
Yeah, both internally and externally.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can keep those smiles on your faces. They've been with us all day. It's been terrific. But we have got to get to the difficult bit, of course, and that is how much this is going to cost you.
I think it is on the top end of our budget. I'll go for 599,999.
So the best part of £600,000 with
That's
lots
correct. Yes.
of nines in it, yeah,
Yes.
Cliff?
And I'm going with £575,000.
Oh.
Ooh.
You've surprised us both with that
Yeah.
one.
Really?
A little bit
Yes.
optimistic, maybe.
Yes.
OK, this is on the market for £599,000.
Wow. I win.
Yeah, that, I mean, we expected it to be sort of in that area.
I think it's a really good price for what you're looking for. You can afford it.
The potential, both internally and externally, for us
Yes.
is brilliant.
Yes.
Well, we had a wow on the way in. We've kept the wow all the way in it.
Yes.
Is it worth us going to see our mystery house tomorrow morning, then?
Absolutely, we're still going to see the house tomorrow.
Yes.
But it has got something to beat, isn't it?
Very hard to beat.
Come on.
It's the second day of our property search in Devon with Cliff and Cindy from Kingston, Surrey, who have a budget of £600,000 to spend on a rural home. Coming up, our house hunters get the option to supersize.
There are 2 other parcels. One is of 20 acres.
20 acres.
And I meet the monks of Buckfast Abbey.
Your forebears would probably have a word or two to say.
I probably think we're a bit soft.
Now, it's not unusual as we head into our final day of property hunting on Escape to the Country to feel like our property search is like a road without an end. But at the close of play yesterday, well, it seemed as if we might have reached our final destination. They absolutely loved property number 2, which means, of course, that our mystery house has got an awful lot to beat. But true to form, it has an awful lot to offer. So, our journey continues. Well, yesterday finished on a high, didn't it?
Yes, it definitely did.
And as we went through our 2 houses, it seemed to me that the more land you could have, the happier you would be.
Yes, because we like land, don't we?
So if you had more land, both of you, what would you do with it?
We were talking about that last night. There was 2 options actually. One is to become a semi-commercial farmer.
Yeah.
The other option was potentially to become a holiday let with a few caravans on the site.
So actually, this country dream is now turning into something of a business opportunity.
As you know, my profession is accountant. We always make ways to make money.
For our mystery 20-foot tower, which can be seen for miles around. And just to the northeast of the village is our mystery house, which offers a lot more than meets the eye.
Well, here it is, our mystery house.
Wow, this is awesome, isn't it?
This is a chocolate box.
This is a chocolate
This is-
box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we started with a reproduction of some classic Devonshire architecture. This, however, is the real thing. It's about 17th century. Thatched, again, as you can see. Now, this is quite a complicated one, and this is why it's our mystery house, because it
Yes.
comes in several packages. It's a pick and mix, if you like. Obviously, the central package is the property, which we're going to
Yes.
explore in a moment. But there are also a couple of other options in terms of land holding that come with it. But we like what we see.
Yes, I
Yes,
love
we
what I
do.
see.
Yeah,
Yes.
very idyllic.
Yes.
Jules, that's ready for investigation.
Let's investigate. Come on, then.
This handsome 17th century farmhouse has an attached annex with a living room and a bedroom. It's just one of the extras this place has to offer.
Right, let's explore. Come in, Cindy.
This is what I call a country kitchen.
Yes, this is a traditional kitchen here.
It has that wow
Yeah.
factor here.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's warm. That's the thing that's drawn me here.
That's the joy of the range. They give off this fabulous heat. There is only one thing like it. But as you say, it is a classic farmhouse kitchen, this, in
Yeah.
every
Yes.
respect.
Yeah. There's a lot of space here
Yes,
for you.
you've got space.
I mean, the beams.
Yes, even the beam is part of
yeah,
the-
it just
you know,
gives the character.
the character.
You can't not like these beams.
Yeah.
No.
These beams are actually quite nice.
These are real beams.
Well, we've got some more through here. Come and look at this lot. How about those ones, then?
Oh, nice and cozy,
Oh,
isn't
lovely,
it?
lovely drawing room.
Yes.
Yeah, it has that
Yes,
instant feel.
it's like-
It feels more of a drawing room than a living room because of this height.
Yeah.
And that fabulous fireplace,
Yeah,
which...
that certainly has got the centre of attention.
Yes. You make me feel like I'm a lady of the manor or something.
Well, why not? Live the dream, Cindy, you know. I would.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, those drawing rooms, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
it is,
traditional
yeah.
English house where the lady will sit here knitting. And
Well, allied to this rather fabulous dining room that's through there, you know, you certainly have got this degree of elegance about
Yes,
the place,
yes.
which I think you two would rather
Yes,
welcome.
yes.
They're rather good, actually.
I love it.
Space, though.
Yes, and you've got light coming in.
Yeah. Loads of light, because you've got this lovely double aspect going on,
Yes.
and the view through
Yes.
there, even in the mist, is quite dramatic.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing
look.
view.
Yes, I can even sit here.
As your
Nice,
window,
isn't it?
as your window
Yes,
view.
And, yeah, read my book.
First things first, let's get outside, and we'll think about how much this little lot is worth
Wow.
before we start spending more.
Yes.
Yes.
A converted shower cubicle in the main bedroom rounds up the interior of this house. But it's outside where things could get complicated.
Now, the garden, Cindy,
Yes.
that comes with the property is pretty much what you see.
Oh, quite small then.
I think it's not bad. There's room over there for a polytunnel, you can see. There's
Yeah,
quite a
yes.
well-established sort of vegetable area.
Yes.
Certainly big enough for chickens
Yes.
and growing your own produce. So, our farmhouse, our annex, and all that we have seen thus far, and the garden, what's it worth?
I think I'll go for £600,000.
600,000, yeah?
Okay, I'm going for the location here. This is really top of the range location, the property, the character. So I'm going to go a little bit higher at £625,000.
This is on the market for £595,000.
You're kidding me.
So you're not far off.
Yeah,
Yes.
There are 2 other parcels on offer. One is of 20 acres,
20
20 acres.
okay, And one is of 2.5 acres,
Yes.
but with loads of outbuildings. And I mean outbuildings.
Wow.
Now, yeah, outbuildings are good for
Yes,
me.
yes.
Let's go and look at those. Come on.
Yes, wow. 20 acres?
20 acres.
Can you manage 20 acres?
No.
The additional land and outbuildings are located just across the road.
So, Cliff, you've got 2 garages there.
2 garages, yeah.
Yeah. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stables.
Wow.
All right.
Bulls, yeah.
2 loose boxes.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes.
That lovely building, you've got 2 of those.
2 of those.
2 of those. One here
Yes.
and one down
at the
there.
back there.
Plenty of room for cars.
Plenty of room
Yes.
for cars and
More
expansion.
And you've got some acres down here.
So where's the end up wood?
Can you see down at that wall at the bottom?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes.
And
you've got that field shelter too.
Yes.
For the 2.6 acres and this fabulous range of buildings, it's going to set you back an additional £80,000.
That's okay.
Now, the other package of 20 acres is over there.
Yes.
That is an additional £90,000.
Not far from our mystery house, on the edge of Dartmoor, is the magnificent Buckfast Abbey. This Benedictine monastery sits on the site of an earlier building destroyed in the 1500s during Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries. In 1882, monks exiled from France arrived and set up a community on the site, and in 1905 this community began the rebuilding of the church led by Abbot Ansgar. I'm meeting Abbot David to tell me more about its fascinating history.
Now, to look at it, anyone would think it was several hundred years old, but the story is, it's not.
It's actually a 20th century building, but it's probably the 3rd Buckfast Abbey church on this site. The first being Anglo-Saxon, the second Norman, and this one early 20th century. Buckfast does have a remarkable history. It stretches back 1,000 years. Well, it will be 1,000 years in 2018, because in 1018, the famous King Canute gave a charter to found this monastery.
So we're approaching your millennium.
We are in 5 or 6 years' time, yes.
What is remarkable is that this was constructed by just a handful of monks. Where did they find the skills?
Abbot Ansgar sent one of the monks, a German, called Brother Peter Schroeder, to France to learn the building arts, the building trade. And he came back and basically taught the others, so they learnt on the job.
Well, you've mentioned the millennium coming up in 2018. You are clearly in the midst of some pretty heavy-duty preparations for that. We can hear the builders rattling away in the background. Can we go and have a look at what you've achieved inside?
Absolutely.
The current conservation work began 2 years ago, and whilst the outside is now finished, the interior still has some way to go.
This is where it really comes to life, looking up at these graceful arches. I mean, if you didn't know that it was, 100 years old, it would be hard to tell.
Well, it's looking pretty pristine at the moment because the walls have just been cleaned. This is white bathstone, so it perhaps looks fairly new at this moment.
Now, we've talked at length about those early monks who built this building from scratch. How many of the current order have been involved in the restoration?
Not actually in doing the cleaning, no. but certainly cleaning up afterwards, yes. But as I say, we've not been hands-on. We've not been putting the stone slabs down on the floor, if that's what you're asking.
So really, your forebears would probably have a word or two to say.
I probably think we're a bit soft.
Also undergoing painstaking restoration is the Abbey's Corona Lucis, an exquisite brass candelabra. Made by renowned German goldsmith Bernhard Witter in 1932, it usually hangs over the altar.
Now, this is the Corona I've heard so much about. Can we have a closer look at it? Yeah. Wow, look at that. And how long has it taken you to clean? Where did you start?
We've got a team of 5 conservators here who've been working on it solidly for 3 weeks, and today's the last day. So we're busy wrapping up, polishing the final stages.
Let's have a polish. I feel like I should give you a hand if this is your last day. What do you clean this with?
We have conservation-grade metal decorroders that work specifically on the corrosion.
Once finished, the Corona, which weighs 3 tons, will be hoisted back up to the ceiling.
Well, Emma, thank you very much indeed for letting us into the world of conservation here at Buckfast. I'm not sure I've really added very much to this process, but it's been a lot of fun, and best of luck in continuing the rest of the renovations ready for 2018. Can't wait to come back and see it all finished.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
And I'm sure the incredible monks who built the abbey will be pleased to see the work going on today. Well, with the eye of faith, it is tempting to think that at long last the mist is lifting from this otherwise glorious landscape here in Devon, but is it beginning to lift from the minds of both Cliff and Cindy? They are certainly confused, and we have spoilt them for choice. Now, I do think there are two clear front runners, but which one could be their new dream home? Well, as ever, there's only one way to find out, and that's to ask them.
Well, this has been an interesting few days, isn't it?
Yes, very interesting.
We've got Property 2 and our Mystery House as the contenders.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have given you a choice.
Yes.
And we have clearly split opinion
Yes.
between you.
Yes.
Yes.
If I had to make you choose between the two, which one would you pick, Cindy?
From my heart, it would be the third house, the mystery house. You just had that feel of homeliness, and the kitchen is so country looking, and that's exactly the kind of kitchen I really want to cook in and to entertain with.
Cliff, I'm going to ask you the same question I've just asked Cindy. Of the two of them, which one would you choose?
Out of the two, I would definitely go with house number 2. I like the layout, the location.
But it hasn't got that country feel though, that homeliness that I felt in number 3, the mystery house.
I think what would help is maybe if we had a return visit.
Yes, I think.
And just to sort of highlight some of the key things and the key areas that we're kind of disagreeing or need to be cleared up at the moment. So
This discussion is clearly going to go on for several more days, if not
Yes.
weeks. But whatever you decide, do let us know how you get on. And I and the rest of the gang wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, what a week and what a couple. Cindy and Cliff, two people who started out their lives in very different parts of the world, have now combined their efforts here in the West Country. Their sense of fun, enthusiasm and passion for this whole new chapter in their lives has kept us going all week long. They are certainly going to bring a lot to this county, and I think in return, Devon is going to give them an awful lot back too. In fact, a whole new life in the countryside. I'll see you next time. Cliff and Cindy went back for another viewing of Property 2, but still couldn't agree. After so many years of living in separate houses, finding the perfect home that suits them both is a real challenge. But their hunt in Devon continues. If you would like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, or perhaps further afield to the continent and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.